So we know Caitlin Clark is a hooper at heart, a true hoop head and loves playing and loves the game and all that. She's also a big-time sports fan in general. It's just in her DNA. And that's really come out when she's been a guest on New Heights, where she's talked football. I mean, remember last year that quiz she passed that really blew them away? And then this year they talked a lot of NFL, including the specific colorway that she might have with her Nike signature shoe on the way. She says she's going to have, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs variation. Clark, a big Chiefs fan. She's been a Chiefs fan before her connection with Travis Kelce, even if that specific
She said it live, a casual, offhand remark about a rival team, and almost instantly the internet erupted into a firestorm of personal attacks and vitriol that went far beyond the boundaries of normal fan banter. The sheer intensity of the backlash was shocking. It revealed a climate so volatile that many began to wonder whether any athlete, no matter how iconic or accomplished, could survive such relentless public scrutiny without facing an unprecedented, almost institutional ban from public grace. This unrelenting pressure, a crushing combination of outrage and expectation, raised deeper questions about the future. Who can truly endure this environment, and what drastic measures, resignations from positions of influence included, might become necessary to navigate this unforgiving new landscape of celebrity and condemnation.
So there you have it. And that was one of the football references that came out. But then there was specific football talk, including a player she's a fan of in the league right now, and that being the quarterback of the New England Patriots, who's sort of taken the NFL by storm, gotten himself a lot of MVP love.
Everybody, I'm obviously honestly, I'm a Drake May fan. I think he's been incredible, and I think the Patriots are, what is it, the NFC looks they're all so good. The Niners are really good, but they're the most injured team, but they just still find a way to win, which is pretty crazy.
Very impressive.
I'll probably be
The athlete at the center of the controversy, Caitlin Clark, a genuine basketball junkie and lifelong sports fanatic, had simply expressed her dislike for the Buffalo Bills, a natural sentiment given her passionate support for the Kansas City Chiefs. This was not a political statement or a declaration of war. It was an innocuous fan opinion, the kind of tribal, emotional loyalty that defines sports fandom at its core. Yet the online reaction transcended ordinary trash talk, evolving into a targeted campaign of personal insults and baseless accusations. The response exposed a disturbing double standard in how public figures are treated, one that turns honest expression into a dangerous gamble.
They're all so good. The Niners are really good, but they're the most injured team, but they just still find a way to win, which is pretty crazy.
Very impressive.
I'll probably be pulling for the Patriots, but I think the Rams are really good too. Sam Darnold seems like a good guy, so I could root for him too. But
I'm about to say I could root for all of them. You already know.
But there's one team that she won't be rooting for, and that is the Buffalo Bills, which she made very clear in one other clip from the show.
Buffalo Bills, yeah.
You're a big Bills fan. Yeah. I know that, right?
I hate the Bills.
Think early Josh Allen era.
I hate the Bills.
Clark's deep-rooted connection to the Kansas City Chiefs is well documented and predates her association with Travis Kelce. She has even planned a Kansas City Chiefs inspired variation for her upcoming Nike signature shoe, a clear and visible expression of loyalty. She is not a casual observer of the sport. She lives and breathes it. This authenticity, something that should be celebrated, instead becomes a vulnerability. When her personal preferences fail to align with every loud corner of the internet, she becomes a target, exposing her to manufactured outrage and potential professional consequences in an environment primed for backlash.
That comment brought up a point for me. And let me take it back. Let me personalize it before I make it about the WNBA and the broader point I want to make about online discourse. But it's funny because I remember being at a Giants-Cowboys game this past year, MetLife Stadium. And MetLife Stadium, there is a tunnel under that goes to the parking lot that you can walk through, and it's, or the parking garage, and it's crowded, and you're just kind of trying to get through. And I remember after that game, and my kids were there too, hearing the stuff that was being said by the fans, and going to myself.
Her appearance on New Heights further highlighted this authenticity. She impressed the hosts with her deep NFL knowledge and even passed a challenging football quiz, showcasing her genuine love for the game. During the conversation, she openly discussed her admiration for New England Patriots quarterback Mac Jones, praising his performance despite the team's struggles. This openness, refreshing in an era dominated by media-trained athletes, paradoxically becomes ammunition for online mobs seemingly determined to punish any unfiltered expression from public figures.
You're just kind of like trying to get through. And I remember after that game, and my kids were there too, hearing like the stuff that was being said by the fans and going to myself, if this was the WNBA, someone would have a conniption or there would be an emergency press conference call. And that's just part of sports. And the NFL has so many fans. The more yahoos that are thrown into the mix, the more nonsense that you get. And I think this was another good example of that, where, I mean, it's like Caitlin Clark is, the rules don't apply to her because it doesn't matter what's said about her. No one gets in an outrage. You know, people.
The comment about hating the Bills was made squarely within the context of enthusiastic fan discussion. Still, it unleashed a torrent of venom. The Buffalo Bills Mafia, a notoriously passionate fan base, mobilized almost immediately, flooding comment sections with aggressive and deeply personal attacks. The disproportionate response to a minor sports rivalry underscores a troubling trend: the weaponization of online spaces to silence or punish individuals for trivial opinions, signaling a broader erosion of civility within sports discourse.
It's like Caitlin Clark is, the rules don't apply to her because it doesn't matter what's said about her. No one gets in an outrage. You know, people mock her or say something about her or use her to make an example every single day, even when she hasn't played forever, but no one seems to run to her defense. Like if there's one insulting comment about another player. But the Bills Mafia, clearly, you know, a big time fan base, and they got wind of what Caitlin Clark had to say. You just go to the comments section. Now there's some mean-spirited stuff in there, don't get me wrong, but you can just go under it. And I mean, I hate the Chiefs. So
when compared to NFL fan behavior at a Giants-Cowboys game, the contrast becomes stark. In the NFL, vitriolic, even offensive, comments are often dismissed as part of the atmosphere, mere background noise in a chaotic fan environment. Yet when similar or worse discourse is directed at WNBA players, it can trigger emergency press conferences and widespread condemnation. This reveals a glaring double standard in how athletes are treated and where the perceived boundaries of acceptable fan behavior lie, especially when Caitlin Clark is involved.
Right? And you would see a cesspool. Go see the way Stan, posts and fans operate in the major sports. And the NFL is, so maddeningly popular that it just, I haven't even thought to do it, but I guarantee you it's just swarming in vitriol and crazy things that are said online. And that's one of the most impressive things I think about Clark is she has just ignored all that. I mean, she said it. She said one of her superpowers is she just doesn't care. She doesn't care about it. And she doesn't, so she may even see it and let it, go by, or she just.
This double standard becomes even clearer when examining how outrage is manufactured around WNBA players. If a single insulting comment is made about almost any other player, it is quickly amplified and framed as representative of an entire fan base, fueling narratives of widespread hostility. Yet when Caitlin Clark faces a constant barrage of personal insults, mockery, and baseless attacks, often extending to her physical appearance, the response is silence. No one rushes to her defense. The absence of advocacy is striking.
Subset of the fans that came in aren't ugly and hateful and mean-spirited. The real story is the ratings and the attendance, and then somebody will see a comment and they'll go, but you look at your comment section. That's proof. No, it's not proof. It's not. The percentage of people who actually comment is so small compared to the larger audience. It is not a good sample to use. Right? There are so many more people who are watching and liking and subscribing, and then there are so many more people who aren't paying attention at all, who aren't on X. The amount of fans that actually watch compared to the amount that actually use that platform or any other platform.
The transcript explicitly highlights this irony. No matter what is said about Caitlin Clark, nobody seems to care. This lack of defense, this quiet acceptance of relentless negativity directed at her, establishes a dangerous precedent. It suggests a tacit ban on defending her, a collective resignation from confronting the online toxicity that disproportionately targets her. The sheer volume of vitriol, far beyond playful sports banter was astonishing. Though the most egregious comments were not repeated, their existence alone underscored the severity of the backlash. It was not teasing, it was a targeted assault on her character and appearance that if similar attacks were directed at others, they would provoke immediate and widespread condemnation across the sports world. This points to a deeply unfair professional environment. While this experience is not entirely unique, figures like LeBron James routinely face vitriol online. The key difference lies in the response. For many athletes, online hate is dismissed as background noise. For Clark, it becomes a focal point, amplified and often unchallenged, creating an atmosphere where even a casual remark can trigger career-threatening waves of public disapproval. Clark herself has identified one of her greatest strengths, her ability to simply not care. She ignores the noise or lets it roll off her back. While this mental resilience is admirable, it should not be a requirement for survival. Her toughness does not absolve the system of its responsibility to foster a respectful environment, nor should it excuse the lack of defense she receives when facing disproportionate attacks. The WNBA enters a new era, one marked by increased viewership, attendance, and cultural relevance. It also inherits the darker side of mainstream sports fandom. With growth comes noise, including the nonsense and toxicity long present in male-dominated leagues. This evolution, while positive for the league's visibility, exposes its most prominent stars, especially Clark, to a new tier of scrutiny. The expansion of the fan base means more voices online. Even if only a small percentage engage negatively, the sheer volume can create the illusion of widespread hatred. This amplification makes it difficult to separate genuine criticism from performative outrage. The speaker rightly notes that comment sections are a flawed metric for measuring fan sentiment. The number of people who actually comment is minuscule compared to the audience watching, liking, and supporting. Yet these small vocal groups often dictate the narrative, unfairly influencing public perception. This concentrated negativity produces a chilling effect. Athletes become hesitant to express personality or authentic opinions, fearing extreme professional repercussions. Clark's experience demonstrates how quickly narratives can escalate, potentially affecting endorsements, public image, and organizational dynamics. The lack of public defense creates an environment where resignation, personal or institutional, becomes a real threat. The bill's backlash serves as a stark reminder of the fragile reality facing modern athletes. It illustrates how easily harmless comments can be transformed into controversy, revealing the instability of public image in the digital age. When unchecked vitriol becomes normalized, it creates a high-stakes environment where every word is scrutinized and every action carries the risk of fallout. The implications are clear. This level of unchallenged hostility sets a dangerous precedent, one capable of pushing athletes, and those tasked with protecting them, toward devastating consequences driven not by misconduct, but by the unsustainable weight of public opinion.